Hey everyone, Digital Sticks here, and yeah, I got a little bit of a laryngitis going on, so this video may not be extremely pleasant. Um, but anyways, just real quick, I'm just saying I told you so when it comes to the HP Reverb G2, and if somebody wants to look at reviews of that device and compare that to things I've been saying about it before it even launched, you'll find out that I was spot on with it, even though I never touched it. And that wasn't because I'm psychic. That's because I'm familiar with VR and I'm familiar with the various limitations and complaints of even devices I haven't used. And I'm familiar with what makes VR great and what works for different games, the experiences that people are going to want to use VR for. And all of that in mind, the limitations of the Reverb G2 as a complete package were all but self-evident. You know, the if it would have had touch capacity, I wouldn't have been nearly as confident until it was actually released and reviewed that it was not a good option. But the lack of capacitive touch from the get-go was a serious downside to it, and excuse me, and then that's been further made worse by the tracking being terrible, the low battery life of the controllers, true to WMR controllers of the past. That's been confirmed that it's only about 5 hours of battery life, and you have to swap out two AA's on each controller. So that's also a downside. So basically, as a complete package, as your only access to VR, if you only play other VR games as an exception, and you're mostly playing Sims, it's still okay. But if you're mostly, if your VR experiences are varied or certainly not limited to simulations, and that's going to be your only headset, you are starting off with significant compromise. You're going to get comfort, you're going to get amazing visuals, you're going to get amazing audio. I mean, the parts that Valve participated in are excellent, and that's the headset itself. The parts that are WMR are WMR, just like they've always been. Except for WMR used to have touchpads instead of a thumbstick, and that allowed for some more intuitive use of the controllers than the current controllers provide, ironically. So the layout's better, but because they just traded the thumbstick or the touchpad for a thumbstick, they're actually kind of worse for VR in general, I think. Anyways, I mean, definitely, they also have poor haptics, apparently. I did not say that. I did not know they'd have haptic issues. Excuse me, but it definitely sounds terrible, just like me right now. So, now I've been hearing, I was going to talk a little bit about this world, but apparently I have to keep my conversations short. So, if you look at my other reviews and the feedback I'm giving regarding VR, it's all very honest, straightforward, and completely based on my personal experience and knowing what VR has to offer. I know that people have different preferences. I try to cover that. For example, the simulation versus VR chat. Excuse me. So, with that said, the reality still stands that the Index is the best complete package. If you're new to VR, wondering what package to get, if you can afford an Index package, that's the only package that does not have compromises that it doesn't have compromises. It has, it's now been outclassed by one headset that Valve also participated in on visual quality. And it doesn't have a wireless option. But past that, there are no compromises on the Index. It was designed and built to be a complete kit, and it remains the only complete kit in VR. Prior to the Index, the original Vive and the Rift were complete kits in their own right. As far as the features and everything, well, the Vive, you had to get a deluxe audio strap, so it was kind of it wasn't perfect. The Rift 1, the original Rift, was the best entry-level, out-of-the-box package for VR. Um, but the Vive had the advantage of the Steam VR tracking and tracker support natively. Anyways, they were neck and neck trying to be premium devices, providing the best performance and value proposition available for the first generation of VR. Past that, it's gotten gimmicky. And the only ones that haven't been gimmicky about it are Valve. And so when I recommend the Index Kit, that is not any kind of, that is the only thing factoring into that is the quality of the kit for that recommendation. And it is definitely worth $1,000 versus the Quest $300. It is. I understand not everyone has it, but if you have it, if you can make it happen, and you really hope to use VR quite a bit, or already know you will, it's the way to go. So this may be unbearable to watch now that my voice is getting worse. But anyways, thank you. And I will chime in anytime I believe I have a perspective that's going to help somebody make a good purchase when it comes to VR. And any other technology that I actually have a meaningful opinion about as well. Thank you. Have a good day.